With Everton's 10-point deduction being reduced to 6 and another deduction looming, we spoke to BBC Merseyside's Giulia Bould, who's renowned for her podcast series on Everton's 22-23 campaign, about how this situation was held and the implications this will have on the Premier League in the future. Firstly, what does Giulia think of the reduction?
Yeah, I think any points back at this point, everyone felt happy with it. Obviously, everyone wants the 10. I know Sean Dyche said in his press conference this week, he's greedy, he wanted all 10 back. I think I'm happier with the fact it's been much more transparent, this process, because I think that was the big issue in the first one, that no one really knew how anyone had arrived at 10 points. So at least they've used the EFL model, how that would be sanctioned if you were an EFL club. And I feel that because we can see it, it feels better, and I'm just happy a line's drawn under it, but obviously the second one's looming.
Has this highlighted a clear issue in the current ruling of the Premier League?
It's put a real spotlight onto the Premier League, because it seems strange we've not only got a lack of transparency in a sanctioning process, but also how things can drag on, and to have an appeal process, if Everton decided to appeal the next PSR outcome, that it would go on to the 24th of May, which is well after the season. The 19th is the last game. And it just seems strange for sporting integrity, not just for Everton, but for everyone around Everton. You don't want to get to the last day of the season, think it's all done, everybody's safe, but actually be thinking, well, in 5 days' time, we could find out something else. And I think for sporting integrity, it's showing the Premier League that they need to have, I don't know whether it's a rule book, relegations online, that everybody can see in a really clear process, and a speeded up process as well. There's still Manchester City, that's dragging on 115 charges. We're not sure when that's going to get heard. And it's certainly put into question the way the Premier League operates.
Prior to this, fans were calling for an independent regulator. Has this situation supported this stance?
Well, we saw the Department Culture, Media and Sport Committee already speaking to Richard Masters, the head of the Premier League. So, you would imagine that already that glaring headlines around the Premier League, what has happened with Everton. And let's face it, Everton fans haven't gone quietly on this, and neither of the club. They've highlighted every single aspect of what has been unclear and unfair about this process. I think now we're heading towards that direction. Whether we will get to the point of a full regulator, an independent regulator of the Premier League, I don't know, because it is big business, there's billions of pounds involved, but it's certainly shown it needs something to maybe look over it and make sure it's fair for all 20 clubs, not just a handful of them.